Okay, thank you so much. Let's start. Welcome to this panel on European policies and on smart. Maybe I have some problems with mic. Okay, it's working. Perfect. I'm Simone Antonio. I'm an expert of sustainable urban development, and I'm leading several European. Do you hear me? Raise your hands if you hear me. Okay. So I'm Simone Antonio. I'm an expert of sustainable urban development. I'm leading several urban networks on different dimensions of sustainable urban development, and I'm very happy to be today with of regions. I don't know why that's. Perché non funziona? Mi dite? Datemi un cenno. Ok, ora dovrebbe funzionare, oppure cambiamo. Vogliamo provare un altro? Mi sentite? Ok, ora dovrebbe funzionare. Ok. We will explore different dimensions of the topic of smart destinations, seen from different perspectives, together with representatives of the regions which are leading the debate on this topic in the next network, the European Network on Sustainable Tourism. Let me introduce the speakers that I have here on stage with me. Manuela Bigi, Manager of Integrated Project on Tourism from Tuscany region. Marta Domenech Tomàs, Director General of Tourism of the Generalitat of Catalonia, the region of Catalonia. Françoise Gaspard, Vice President of Nextur and responsible for transport and tourism at the Brussels office of the Île-de-France. Thank you so much for having accepted the invitation of being with us today. As briefly mentioned before, the use of technology is crucial for improving the services for tourists and more in general the tourism experience, but also to improve how tourism is governed at different scales. So the creation of smart destination is a challenge for several cities and regions across Europe, for public authorities, but also for creating new forms of collaboration with private actors, as well as in a logic of multi-level governance. I start from Manuela Bigi asking you what Tuscany is developing in this sense, and what are the services which are combining the use of ICT and the promotion of tourist destination in a smart way.
So good morning. Does it work? Funziona? Mi sentite? Mi sento un po' male. Però.
È sempre quello di prima, quindi se vuoi dito questo.
Okay. Thank you. I think it's better like this. Okay. So we are multitasking, as you can see. we speak, we change, and so on. So I would like to start from a definition, which is not in my style, but I think it's useful when we think about, when we talk about smart destination, because what is a smart destination? I think that it's an intelligent destination, which it doesn't mean only technologies, because for many years, when we talk about smart destination, we talk about ICT, data, and so on. But it's something more. It changed the meaning during this year. So for us, smart destination is a destination, is an intelligent destination. And so it directly linked it about the BTO key topic of this year, no? Artificial intelligence. In this case, it's to be an intelligent destination which is able not just to use technology, digital solution, and so on, but it's also a destination able to create sustainability, accessibility, to work with a good and a proper governance approach with local stakeholders. So it's a destination that it's able to create value for business operators, so for the tourist value chain as a whole, but also create values for tourists and for residents. So I think that when we talk about smart destination, we should have during this last year, this broad approach and this broad idea. So what is Tuscany doing for this? We mainly, I'm sorry, I don't see the time. So, okay, no, you stop me.
I will stop you.
Oh, you're going to stop me. What we did during this year, first of all, of course, we invest in technologies because, as you know, the digital experience is very important. Through digital experience, we can collect data. So it's very useful to have all this information available to better plan and to better draft our policy and marketing action. So we invest a lot in web portal. We create the digital observatory for tourism. So we create a lot of tools that can be useful in terms of to be digital. And we did it as a regional government just because it's easy for big destination to be smart destination. I mean, if you are a big European capital, you have a lot of money to invest, you have the possibility to access to a lot of things. But if you are a small destination, and our role as a policymaker is to invest also to promote a small destination. So you must support them, so you should give them tools. And we are doing this as Tuscany region with several digital instruments and information. As I said, the pillars are not just technological or technological innovation. It's also co-creation, co-design of initiatives. We invest a lot in creating groups of private operators, local institution to draft together which could be the product to be promoted. And this is very important because through the co-design you create the value that I was talking before in terms of involvement, active involvement. I make just a couple of examples. Toscana Promozione Turistica work with the territory to create some workshop of co-design, and they launch the chart of value for tourism, female tourism, digital worker tourism. So they create together with the local offer several types of products that can be promoted all around the world. But last but not least, to be smart, it's also to be able to have skills to manage all of this and to be able to create some know-how transfer. What we did as Tuscany region, again, we create some workshop, seminar, info session for companies and for local stakeholder, public and private one, to be able to manage all this information. Just to make you a simple example again, Tuscany region promote Vetrina Toscana, which is a project aimed to promote wine and food tourism. And during this last period, we create some workshop to inform and to train business operator to how to use artificial intelligence to promote their business. Just to make a small example, we saw Mr. Tapinassi this morning speaking a perfect Ukraine language with his same voice. This is an artificial intelligence tool that's able to translate your speech. And so if you are a business operator, you can use this solution to translate menus, for instance, to create content. So you can exploit it at best using these new technologies. So we are working in all this direction to make Tuscany a smart destination. I have no idea about how time
you were perfect.
But
you were
if your
simply
question.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Manuela. We are then going back on in the second round of questions on the resources and how to finance and how to create a great funding mix for implementing all these actions. But as you highlighted, smart tourism strategies are always connected to wider strategies of regional and urban development, and that is particularly true for Barcelona and Catalonia region, which have led the debate on smart cities and smart urban development in the last few years. Director Dominic Thomas, what are the actions that Catalonia is doing in this sense?
First of all, everyone is okay with English? Sí, perfecto. First of all, I would like to define what does the word smart means. I mean, I think I would like to, if we can do something like much more dynamic. So I would like from you, tell me in one word what for you means smart, for example. Come on, don't be shy. Someone. What means smart for you? Efficient? Perfect. What more? Intelligent? What more? New? Easy? Perfect. Okay, the thing is that smart means what every one of us means smart for us. I mean, all of you have reasons that it's true that smart means intelligent, efficient, means real, means easy. At the end, in Catalonia, what we had to do is to try to make a social consensus, all of us, because sometimes we are talking about public and private relations, and what we are trying to do in Catalonia, in the National Commitment for Responsible Tourism, is try to make public-private resident partnership. That means that we are asking to the citizens of Catalonia which kind of tourism they want for Catalonia for the next 20 years. Smart destination for us, it's a part of the purpose. It's a part of the value of our work. It's going to be the legacy that we're going to leave for Catalonia for the next 10 or 15 years. For us, smart destination means what we did, means the national commitment for responsible tourism, because we have like 4 pillars that we are having to face in terms of tourism. We have to change our way of producing in terms of environment. We have to change our social habits in terms of tourism too. We have to change too in terms of being balanced in terms of territory. And we have to talk about data and digitalization. And we need the data in order to change these other 3 things in order to be smart, easy, intelligent, efficient. And this is for what it's for Catalonia, a smart destination. And we are trying to talk. We have been working 13 months with lots of people in order to try to find the consensus that what is Catalonia for us in terms of tourism, what it means that the smart destination for us. And we did the national commitment for responsible tourism that we are giving 67 articles that are talking in these 4 pillars, and we went to the UN WTO in Uzbekistan, in Samarkand, in order to explain what is Catalonia exactly doing in these terms of environment, in terms of balance territorially, in terms of social habits, and in terms of measurements, how can we are doing not only in volume, we are receiving 30 million visitors in Catalonia, 63 or 65% of them are international. We don't want to explain Catalonia anymore in terms of volume. We want to explain Catalonia in terms of value, in terms of what are we doing in terms of environment with these 30 million people visiting Catalonia, which is the balanced flux of the visitors coming us. What are we going to do next summer while we are going to face like 40 degrees in July and August, and the people is going to the north to have their vacations, and traditionally we're coming to Spain and to Catalonia to have their vacations. How are we going to face this? How are we going to face our natural resources, and how are we going to work with all these people who's coming and is taking our water, and they have to take our experience and not our water, for example, and how we make all this domestic explanation to them in order to keep the territory better that they see it.
That's a really important point. How our cities, our destinations are changing also for climate change, with how we restructure also our cities, and we create actions of urban regeneration, which are also in some ways connected to big events. One of the major inputs given to the growth of Barcelona were the Olympic Games in 1992, which contributed to improve services not only for tourists but also for residents. Paris is going to host Olympic Games next year in 2024. So I asked François Gaspard to tell us how Paris and Ile-de-France are planning to use ICT and innovation for improving mobility and services, not just for tourists, for the million and million of visitors who are coming to Paris for the Olympic Games, but also for improving the everyday quality of life of people.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today. I would like to... Okay. Okay, so I'm very happy, I'm quite happy with the presentation of my two colleagues because they already present you definition, etc. So for Ile-de-France, smart region is very concrete, it's not a myth. We have the ambition to become the first smart region in Europe, and for that we still offering innovative digital services and facilities that better meet the needs of territory and also the attractiveness, to ensure the attractiveness of the territory. We have launched a platform, the Ile-de-France Smart Services Data Platform, to provide useful information, participatory map for cycling path, for example, a page of my nature activity for walks, etc. But my idea today is not to go into detail of all of this, is to present something very new that we may be not aware of, is what are we cooking for the Olympics? What are we cooking for the Olympics, and how we will use innovation to make Paris 2024 the first carbon neutral games. And it gave me the opportunity to present you the hard and difficult work of my colleague of Ile-de-France Mobilité, the Regional Transport Authority. They have started to work on this last 2 years, and it's both complex and simple. I think that the idea is how we will create a new application on your smartphone to have an information, but to influence the choice of the spectator itinerary. So I will explain how we will do that and how we reach this goal of carbon neutrality. So we need to start with the beginning, with the Olympics. The Olympics, you know that we will welcome the Olympic Games in July next year. We will have 25 competition sites located in the center of the area in Paris, but also 13 in the neighboring cities. This means that we will welcome more than 50 competitions per day with around 7 million of spectators. We are also welcome the Paralympics game in the end of August and September with an additional challenge. This means that we will have the back school period. We will have this period of, we'll have a lot of people in a transportation network. And we will welcome 7 competition sites, 10 in the center of Paris, 7 in the neighboring cities with around 3 million of spectators. So this means that we will have 500,000 daily spectators during the Olympics and 300,000 during the Paralympics, and the colors on the slides are referring to the different sites in Ile-de-France. But not only we will welcome competition sites, but also we will have open access competition in road events. This means that we will have some, not the possibility to use, for example, the buses at the same moment. We will also welcome spectators during the opening ceremony, the closing ceremony, both for the Olympics and Paralympic Games. And we will also welcome spectators for the Olympic torch relay in July, and also people we will have the opportunity to to make the marathon, for example, we will welcome sport event for all. And in addition, we will have also to take into account more than 250 officials. This means athletes, official teams, delegates from international sport federations, staff, work, volunteers, employees, media, press, etc. All these people will use the public transport or active modes. So this is a challenge, this is a state of play. It means that we have to manage the passage and flow during the Olympic Games and the Paralympic Games. So as I said, the principle that we must be able to reach the competition side only by public transport and active modes. And for that, we have now created a new transport plans, including all the line is in the immediate vicinity of each competition site, but also the line a little further away to ensure the necessary capacity for transporting spectators. Of course, the key element will be to deliver the information to the spectator. If you don't have the information, you are not able to use the transportation network. So it's strategic for us. It is essential for the smooth implementation of the transport plans that we are now currently created. And by influencing spectator choice of itinerary, as I said, given the insufficient capacity of many lines. So what we are doing today is to develop a specific route calculator based on algorithm with criteria. And this calculator will enable passenger flow to be distributed according to the transport plan determined by the capacity of line and station. And this app, all this planner will be on the app, will be bilingual French-English, but with the intelligence artificial, you will have a translation into German, Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese. You will find also the public transport, but also the bicycle routes. You will be informed about traffic disruption. We will find also on this application information for wheelchair users, spectators, on park and ride facilities, a map, etc. And you will be able to purchase your transport ticket via this application. I will give you an example to understand how it will work. So this is Vers-sur-Marne competition site. We will welcome water sport in this basin. So if you use today the application, the Île-de-France Mobility application, it will tell you to go to Vertorcy station because it's the shortest way to go to the basin, to Vers-sur-Marne. But as you can imagine, it will not possible to use this line, only this line, and to go to this only station during the Olympics. So we are now creating different routes with the calculator to influence the choice of the spectator, and we will redistribute the target by station. So this means that 30% of spectators will go to the Vertorcy station, 35% will go to Chelles-Gournay station, and 25% will go to Bussy-Saint-Georges station. It is to ensure the safe travel of the passengers and the spectators, and to be sure that they will reach the competition site in the safety way. Okay, so as I said, it will be possible to buy your ticket with on the application on your smartphone. Of course, we are in discussion with the two national operators and SNCF RATP to be sure that the spectator will not use a smartphone ticketing system. We have the possibility to have another tool to be able to buy this ticket. And as you can imagine, we need to develop a strong communication to inform the spectators that we'll have this possibility and also to be sure that they are able to use this new application that we are currently developing. So you will find the application, this information on the Paris 24 media, on the website, on the ticketing site. And also, each spectator will receive a personalized communication via email, SMS, with information on access of the competition sites. And also, each spectator will receive last-minute information during the game. If the plan A will not work, we have a plan B, C, D, E, to avoid to have a closing of a station, for example. And of course, we know that perhaps you will not use our app, Île-de-France Mobilité, that you prefer to use your favorite app like Google or Citymapper. Of course, we are developing a strong relation with them to be sure that they will relay the same information, to be sure that you will be able to... we would like to influence your choice, definitely. So this is why you will find also our application in the Google apps or Citymapper apps. That's all for my side, and I hope that we will be able to welcome you next year for the Olympics. Thank you.
Thank you, Françoise. We are very much looking forward to come to Paris to watch the games from television. It's great to see how this big events can be testing ground for innovation, which is going not only to be implemented during the event, but are going also to improve how these systems are going to work for tourists and residents. But most of the actions and the solutions that we listened until now are in some ways implemented through a blending of resources, so using national, regional, but also European resources, or are in some ways included in wider policy frameworks. As you know, the European Union is working a lot on this, launching several initiatives such as the Transition Pathway for Tourism. Several European networks such as Next2 are launching guides or other tools which are useful not only for improving the governance of these challenges, but also for improving the skills of people who work in the sector. So my question to all the speakers now is, what are the resources that you are using and how you are creating the right funding mix for implementing actions with an impact on your regions? Manuela, you can start first.
Okay. We are using a mix of funding because we are starting from the regional funds, regional structural funds, which are funds that are coming from the European Commission, but they are used at local level. And then we are also using national funds, and we call it, but I don't want to be too technical, direct funds from the European Commission, so program that the European Commission launch, and each institution, companies at European level can apply for. So we are using a mix of funds, especially from the territorial cooperation funds. Why? Because our main activities have been financed through regional and local funds. This is the biggest part of our co-funding. But we decided to experiment and to test some new solution, which may be useful or they may be not. So in this case, we decide to try to look at additional extra source of funding, because if you are failing, it may be not a problem. So in this case, we apply to European programs. You must be very competitive and to have a very clear idea about what you would like to do and so on. But it's very useful for us because during these additional funds, usually we experiment in partnership. That means that we are not working as Tuscany, but we are working as Tuscany together with Catalonia, Ile-de-France, and so on. That makes us in the condition to better performance and to learn one to each other. So if I could give an advice, I'm a project designer and project manager for European projects, so I used to work within European projects. I would advise to give a look to your strategy, so what you're doing at local level. Then if you need something new to be experimented, to be more innovative, give a look on the other possibilities. There are many programs. In Tuscany, for instance, we have got the Italia-Francia Marittimo program, which is a source of funding, but there are many others. Each program has got his own aims and type of activities that can be financed through that resources. So give a look which is more suitable for you, and then look for the good partner. This is the reason why we are part of the Nextur Association, that it's one of you mentioned before, because you can find reliable partners, which are the main, let's say, the key element if you want to be successful in an European project. So the mix of funding is useful if you have a clear strategy, if you know what you would like to finance with this, and if you have the proper partner. Then I won't go within the type of programs because there are really many for tourism. Also because, and I'm closing, there isn't programs, European programs just for tourism. So you have to be able to look around and to see what a program managed for, I don't know, skills or technological innovation can be used also for tourism. So this is very important. Nextur has edited guidelines with main European programs. So if you are interested in the website of the association, you can find some. But you have to start from strategy and a good idea in terms of innovation and a good partnership.
Marta?
Yes, thank you. How we find the resources. It's like our president of Nextur, before we're talking about lasagna, okay, we are in Italy. Let's talk about lasagna. The resources that we have found, it's like la lasagna. We have different levels and we have to work in all of them. And he was talking about that we were, in Nextur, we are the source of this main Italian dish, fantastic dish called lasagna. The thing is that we have to work in regional, municipal, supra-municipal, then government, local, and then we really believe in the interterritorial cooperation. That's why we belong to Nextur, because it's the way that we can find work together, we can mix our achievement, we can really try to share and cooperate with all our main skills that we have, and it's really necessary that we have to find to work in that way, because if we go together, we go faster. That means that, for example, in terms of digitalization, that we are cooperating in different levels, we are going to face all our goals in 3 years, that without this cooperation, we would need like 10 years. So for these terms, it's really important. Then, for example, for the Glasgow Declaration, some of us just signed the Glasgow Declaration. We have already the action climate plan done in Catalonia. We are implementing right now in the ESMIs. And then we're having another part of facing the funds in order to make our strategies and political things with the touristic tax. That means it's a way of the people who is visiting Catalonia, they are giving some money, and we are using this money to try to make the strategies for the national commitment for responsible tourism. That means that they know that they are paying something that it's going to be reverting to the society, and it's good for the people who's living in tourism in Catalonia.
Françoise?
Okay, in Ile-de-France, we have dedicated a lot of money for the tourism sector to reach the sustainability. And if I were provocative, I will say that there's no money at the European level for tourism, because tourism is not a competence of the Commission. So I think that the COVID was an opportunity for us to put the tourism at the top of the agenda of the Commission, because this was not the case before. So now, with the Commissioner Breton, we are working together to put the tourism sector everywhere. But we don't have a program. We don't have money for the tourism sector. We have to imagine some project that can fit with the different call of the Commission that we can propose. But there's no money at all. That's very important. And the problem is, if we want to accelerate the pace of the decarbonization and to make the tourism more sustainable, we need money, additional money from the national level and from the European level. If not, we will not be carbon neutral by 2030. That is very simple. Simple.
Thank you so much. Before closing this session, let me come back to one of the things that were highlighted before by Marta. So this is the collaboration with people, so the public-private residence partnerships that you are creating in Catalonia. How do we involve residents? How do we involve people in smart destinations? I think it's very important. We have many young people in the audience, so if you can give us some inspirations on that.
Asking them. You know, tourism is not everything, but everything is tourism. I mean, we are talking about, geographical things. We're talking about tourism. We're talking about big events like Olympic Games or the America's Cup we're going to have 2024. This is tourism too. We were talking about sports. We're talking about tourism. So at the end, normally the government makes all the legacy part, all the loyal part between the government, the SMEs cooperation or association, and that's all. And we never ask to the residents what they want. At the end, even we are living in our country, we are doing tourism in our country, and at the end, we are citizens in our country. That means that we have to have an idea about what kind of tourism we want in our house, in our village, in our country. So what we did is to ask them to make some panels of discussions about different segments of people, ambientalists, socialists, demographical people, young people, about what they want in terms of tourism in their country. And we took all these ideas and we implement in the national commitment, because at the end, the people is coming to our places, and they are taking our resources, and we have to know how we manage all this, and they have to have the idea what they want in their country.
Thank you, Marta. This is very, very inspiring, asking to the people what are also their needs, what are their wishes, what are their aspirations, also what they want to see in these strategies, and how to create a better connection with visitors. I think it's a very interesting element. I don't know, Francois, if you want to add something on that, how to involve people in these strategies.
I think that we will involve people during the Olympics and ask them to go to on summer break and not to stay in Ile-de-France, because it will be a difficult period for them. No, in the question of tourism, you mean? What we observed during the COVID, after the COVID, that the residents in Ile-de-France, they don't know their own country, own territory, the Ile-de-France territory. So what we are doing today is to propose new itinerary to discover their own heritage, because we observe that, but because during the COVID we are not possible to move or to travel, so the idea was to propose to the resident in Ile-de-France to discover their own region, and it's the reason why we have started to propose a lot of new activities. And but I think that it's well, because we have a lot of tourists, but it's our own residence.
Tuscany is doing something similar on proximity tourism. I know that there are also some outdoor activities which are carried out right now by some cities here in Tuscany as well.
Yes, we mainly work by using a co-design approach. So we go to the territorial, local area, and through a focus group and a workshop and so on, we create together the local offer, so that you can collect different point of view from business operator to local stakeholder. Of course, you cannot go to every single city to ask what he's thinking about, but there are some methodology, and we use to do it for many different type of product, including the roots product and so on. So I think it's the good way to gain sustainability as a whole, because when we talk about sustainability, we don't talk just about environmental, but we talk also about social, and so this is the way that we approach the situation.
Thank you so much. Thank to all the speakers for highlighting these different layers, these different dimensions of what it means today to create a smart, sustainable tourist destination, which is great for all, not only for the visitors, but also for people who live in our regions and who contribute every day to the quality of the place where we live in. Grazie mille. Thank you so much. A presto.